The countdown to rugby's bold new era has taken a significant step forward with the confirmation of venues for the July chapter of the Nations Championship, officially branded as the Southern Series. The announcement locks in a globe-spanning schedule that will bring elite international rugby to iconic stadiums across the Southern Hemisphere and beyond, setting the stage for a blockbuster launch to the tournament's inaugural edition. Yet in a twist that underlines the competition's global ambition, not every Southern Series fixture will take place south of the equator. Fiji's designated home matches will instead be staged in the United Kingdom, with Cardiff, Liverpool, and Edinburgh selected as neutral venues. The move highlights the tournament's commercial and logistical strategy while ensuring wider access for fans eager to witness some of the world's best players in action. The global showcase begins organized by SANZAAR. In collaboration with Six Nations Rugby, the Nations Championship brings together 12 leading rugby nations. Split into Northern and Southern Hemisphere groups of 6, each team will play 3 cross-hemisphere fixtures in July and 3 in November. Match points accumulated across both windows will determine standings within each hemisphere, ultimately shaping the matchups for a dramatic finals weekend in London. The concept aims to inject greater meaning into the traditional July and November international windows. Instead of standalone tours, every test now feeds into a broader narrative, one that will culminate in a hemisphere versus hemisphere showdown to crown the first ever Nations Championship winner. Historic curtain raiser in Christchurch, the tournament's opening act will unfold at One New Zealand Stadium in Christchurch, where New Zealand National Rugby Union team face France National Rugby Union team in a heavyweight clash. The fixture carries historical resonance. It will be the first international test hosted at the new state-of-the-art arena, adding architectural symbolism to sporting rivalry. New Zealand and France have long shared one of rugby's fiercest cross-hemisphere rivalries, punctuated by Rugby World Cup drama and high-stakes test encounters. Their meeting in Christchurch promises intensity, tactical intrigue, and a glimpse of how each nation intends to approach the new global structure of Fiji's unique hosting model. Perhaps the most intriguing logistical decision concerns Fiji National Rugby Union team. Rather than hosting on home soil, Fiji's home fixtures will be played at neutral venues in the UK. Cardiff City Stadium, Hill Dickinson Stadium in Liverpool, and Scottish Gas Mayfield in Edinburgh. SANZAAR explained that the choice balances team travel, broadcast demands, and infrastructure considerations while maximizing fan accessibility. The arrangement ensures that Fiji's matches against Wales, England, and Scotland will take place in rugby heartlands, potentially drawing large diaspora and neutral audiences alike. Japan will also host Ireland at a Southern Hemisphere neutral venue during the July window, reinforcing the tournament's hybrid geographic model. Round 1. Blockbuster openers. The first weekend offers a mouth-watering array of fixtures. New Zealand v France. One New Zealand Stadium, Christchurch, 30,000. Australia v Ireland. Allianz Stadium, Sydney, 42,500. Japan v Italy. Chichibunomiya Stadium, Tokyo, 27,188. Fiji v Wales. Cardiff City Stadium, 33,280. South Africa v England. Ellis Park, Johannesburg, 62,567. Argentina v Scotland. Estadio Mario Alberto Kempes, Cordoba, 57,000. The clash between South African National Rugby Union team and England National Rugby Union team at Ellis Park evokes memories of past World Cup encounters, while Argentina's meeting with Scotland in Cordoba ensures South American flair remains central to the competition's identity. Round 2. Momentum builds. Week 2 sustains the intensity. New Zealand v Italy, Sky Stadium, Wellington. Australia v France, Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane. Fiji v England, Hill Dickinson Stadium, Liverpool. South Africa v Scotland, Loftus Versfeld, Pretoria. Argentina v Vales, Estadio San Juan del Bicentenario. Japan v Ireland, venue TBC. Australia's duel with France in Brisbane will test 2 evolving squads, while Fiji's encounter with England in Liverpool offers a compelling narrative of flair versus structure. Round 3. Iconic arenas. The Southern Series concludes with a third weekend that blends rugby heritage with modern spectacle. Japan v France, National Stadium, Tokyo, 68,000. New Zealand v Ireland, Eden Park, Auckland, 50,000. Rugby. Australia v Italy, HBF Park, Perth, 20,500. Fiji v Scotland, Scottish Gas Mayfield, Edinburgh, 67,000. South Africa v Wales, Hollywood Bets Kings Park, Durban. Argentina v England, Estadio Único Madre de Ciudades, Santiago del Estero. Eden Park's storied history makes it a fitting venue for New Zealand's meeting with Ireland, while Tokyo's National Stadium, centerpiece of the Olympic Games, underscores Japan's growing stature within global rugby. The finals weekend, London beckons, all roads lead to London. Allianz Stadium will host a 3-day finals weekend in November, featuring doubleheaders across consecutive days. Teams will face their opposite hemisphere counterparts based on group ranking. First versus first, second versus second, and so on. The top-ranked Northern Hemisphere side will meet the Southern Hemisphere's leading team to decide the inaugural Nations Championship crown. Simultaneously, cumulative points will determine which hemisphere claims bragging rights as the strongest in 2026. SANZAAR CEO Brendan Morris described venue confirmation as a significant milestone, emphasizing that every July and November fixture now carries tournament implications. Six Nations Rugby CEO Tom Harrison echoed that sentiment, highlighting accessibility initiatives to ensure global fans can attend the finals weekend. More than just tests traditionally, July internationals have functioned as touring series with limited long-term consequence beyond ranking points and pride. The Nations Championship alters that dynamic. Each test becomes part of a cohesive narrative arc, building toward a definitive climax. For players, the stakes intensify. For coaches, squad rotation and selection strategy must account for cumulative impact across two hemispheres. For fans, the promise is clear: 3 weekends of elite rugby in July, mirrored by 3 more in November, culminating in a festival of finals in London. Hemispheres Collide. The broader marketing theme, Hemispheres Collide, captures the tournament's competitive essence. Northern and Southern Hemisphere styles have historically contrasted in tempo, tactical approach, and physicality. The Nations Championship formalizes that rivalry within a single competitive framework, from Buenos Aires to Auckland, Johannesburg to Tokyo, Sydney to London. The tournament's footprint spans continents. Major cities and iconic venues reinforce its ambition to rival established global sporting competitions. A defining year for rugby as preparations intensify. The July Southern Series promises not only entertainment, but also a litmus test of rugby's new direction. The blend of tradition and innovation, historic rivalries staged in new contexts, neutral hosting arrangements, and a structured pathway to a finals weekend, signals an attempt to modernize the international calendar without sacrificing heritage. When the first whistle blows in Christchurch, it will mark more than the start of a match. It will signal the beginning of a reimagined global competition designed to answer one compelling question: who will rule the rugby world in 2026? Over 3 electrifying weekends in July and 3 more in November, the answer will gradually unfold, city by city, clash by clash, until one hemisphere and one nation stand alone at the summit of the sport.